boys and girls. I'm here with Tula, and we're here to talk about our story, Officer Buckle and Gloria. The topic of our story is, why is it important to follow safety rules? So think about it. Why should we follow rules in the community? Why is that important, and why do they keep us safe? The skill we're going to work on is cause and effect. If something happens, then something else will happen. For example, if I wash my hands, then what will happen if you wash your hands? You're right, you'll be clean. If I read every day, then you will become smarter and a better reader. Nice. The question I really want you to think about is, what safety rules are we learning in the story? Let's get started. Officer Buckle and Gloria, written and illustrated by Peggy Rathman. Officer Buckle knew more about safety tips than anyone else in Knappville. Every time he thought of a new one, he thumbtacked it to his bulletin board. Safety tip number 77, never stand on a swivel chair. Officer Buckle shared his safety tips with the students at Knappville School. Nobody ever listened. Sometimes there was snoring. Afterward, it was business as usual. Mrs. Topple, the principal, took down the welcome banner. Never stand on a swivel chair, said Officer Buckle. But Mrs. Topple didn't hear him. If I stand on a swivel chair, then I can fall and get hurt. Cause and effect. Then, one day, Knappville's police department bought a police dog named Gloria. When it was time for Officer Buckle to give the safety speech at school, Gloria went along. "Children, this is Gloria," announced Officer Buckle. "Gloria obeys my command. Gloria, sit!" And Gloria sat. Officer Buckle gave safety tip number 1. Keep your shoelaces tied. The students sat up and stared. Ooh. What is Officer Buckle's first safety tip? Keep your shoelaces tied. Good job. Officer Buckle checked to see if Gloria was sitting at attention. She was. Safety tip number 2, said Officer Buckle. Always wipe up spills before someone slips and falls. Oh my goodness, look at Gloria! She is being such a silly dog. Oh no! Always wipe up spills before someone slips and falls. The children's eyes popped. Officer Buckle checked on Gloria again. Good dog, he said. Officer Buckle thought of a safety tip he had discovered that morning. I wonder why the author writes that the children's eyes popped. I think that people's eyes pop when they're surprised. They must be surprised because Gloria's standing on her head, huh? Never leave a thumbtack where you might sit. The audience roared. What did Gloria do? She jumped way up in the air. Officer Buckle grinned. He said the rest of his tips with plenty of expression. The children clapped their hands and cheered. Some of them laughed until they cried. Officer Buckle was surprised. He had never noticed how funny safety tips could be. After this safety speech, there wasn't a single accident. Take a look at the little box that says cause and effect right here. It says, what do the children do when Gloria acts out Officer Buckle's safety tips? What do the children do? Well, if Gloria acts out, then the children's eyes will pop and they will laugh and look and listen, huh? Yep. The next day, an enormous envelope arrived at the police station. It was stuffed with thank you notes from the students at Knappville School. Every letter had a drawing of Gloria on it. Officer Buckle thought the drawing showed a lot of imagination. Officer Buckle was thumbtacking Claire's letter to his bulletin board when the phone started ringing. Grade schools, high schools, and daycare centers were calling all about the safety speech. "Officer Buckle," they said, "our students want to hear your safety tips. And please bring along that police dog." Why do you think the Officer Buckle is asked to bring along Gloria? I bet she's very popular. This was his favorite letter. It says, "You and Gloria make a good team. Your friend, Claire. P.S. I always wear my crash helmet." Officer Buckle told his safety tips to 313 schools. Everywhere he and Gloria went, children sat up and listened. After every speech, Officer Buckle took Gloria out for ice cream. Officer Buckle loved having a buddy. There are things in the story that the reader knows, but Officer Buckle does not know. What do we know as the reader? You're right, we know that Gloria is doing tricks behind his back, but he doesn't know that. The next day, a television news team videotaped Officer Buckle in the State College auditorium. "Do not go swimming during electrical storms." The students jumped to their feet and applauded. "Bravo! Bravo!" they cheered. Officer Buckle bowed again and again. How would you describe Officer Buckle? What kind of character trait? I'd say that he's serious. I'd say that Gloria is funny and silly. So they're very different. And I don't know. What do you think's going to happen next? It said the video team, the news team, was at the school. Uh-oh. He's watching the news. That night, Officer Buckle watched himself on the 10 o'clock news. The next day, the principal of Knappville School telephoned the police station. "Good morning, Officer Buckle. It's time for the safety speech." Officer Buckle frowned. "I'm not going to any more speeches," he said. "They don't look at me anyways." "Oh," said Mrs. Topple. "Well, what about Gloria? Could she come?" What do you think they're going to do? Well, someone else from the police station gave Gloria a ride to the school. Gloria sat on stage looking lonely. Then she fell asleep. So did the audience. After Gloria left, Knappville School had the biggest accident ever. How do you think Gloria feels in this picture? Yeah, sad, maybe ashamed, lonely, embarrassed. Well, this was the accident that they had. I'm going to give you a few seconds to look at the picture. What do you notice about what's happening? Are the people at the school following the safety rules? No, I don't think so. It all started with a puddle of banana pudding. Splat, splatter, sploosh! Everyone slid smack into Mrs. Topple, who screamed and let go of her hammer. Uh-oh, when the people don't follow Officer Buckle's rules, if you don't follow the safety rules, then you can get hurt. Let's find out what happens next. The next morning, a pile of letters arrived at the police station. Every letter had a drawing of the accident. Officer Buckle was shocked. At the bottom of the pile was a note written on a paper star. Officer Buckle smiled. The note said, "Gloria missed you yesterday. Your friend Claire." The same girl that wrote the note before. P.S. Don't worry. I was wearing my safety helmet. Can you find her in the story wearing her safety helmet? Pause the video if you need to, but look close. There she is. Did you find it? Gloria gave Officer Buckle a big kiss on the nose. Officer Buckle gave Gloria a nice pat on the back. Then Officer Buckle thought of his best safety tip yet. Safety tip number 101. Always stick with your buddy. So they did much better together than they did separately. I like that story. Did you? All right, let's take a moment and let's think. What safety rules did you learn from the story? And why are they important? Cause and effect. If I follow safety rules, then I will stay safe. I will not get hurt. Good job. Nice listening.